In this video, just wanted to show you how you can design a decision tree fairly quickly. So I'm just going to refresh that. It's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen. That's the default theme that we have inside LeadSoup. This is the decision tree, and what I'm going to do with it. It's got a few steps. The exercise here is not to judge the decision tree and how good it is, but more the design of it. So I just picked a bunch of questions online and just turned them into a decision tree. So go to Appearance. So the first thing I like to do is go here and just pick the basic theme. This being a dental one, it's probably going to be the best option anyway. So if I just go refresh that, it'll show that the buttons have changed, and that's good enough. The next thing I normally try to do is adjust the button color. So let's see what color we can give it. And that's going to be that's the back and the next button. So what I'll do is yeah, I'll leave it at red, and the buttons probably, rather than white, maybe we'll go with a slightly yellow look. Yeah, that's that. Save. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I'm not too happy with that, so what I'll go and do is I'll make the button bigger. So these are the answer buttons, these four, and that's the what we call a button. So the answer buttons is the ones that you go ahead and click to select the answer, and then the other one is the button. So what I'm going to do is, I think we should probably increase not the word weight. Yeah, maybe I'll make it bold, and let's make it 20 as my font size. And let's have a look to see what that looks like. I haven't. Yeah, that's big enough. That'll do. Okay, so what I'll do now is probably add a background image to this. I think that'll make it look nice. So Appearance. Already uploaded a background image, so I'm just going to go into General, Body. So the body background is all of that. The container background is going to be that little section that covers just this part of the decision tree, and the panel is for the text editor part. So there are other videos that I've done before this where I explain that in more detail. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and select an image. That's this one here. Now, in case you're looking for the image size, the size to use is 1920 or 1600 by 1080, something of that sort. Most platforms have an online preset that works, as in if you go to Shutterstock, it'll tell you the web background size. And then you want to shrink it to less than 200 to 300 kilobytes, because most of the images will be in a few megs at that size. So go ahead and save select that image and do a refresh, and that's it. Unfortunately, this is not very readable, so there's two things we can do. Either we can change the font color, or we can add a little bit of background. So I think we'll change the font color today, and we'll see how that looks. And what we're going to do there is going to do typography, node titles, and I think that's the font color. So I'm going to go for a white font color. I think that should work. Yep, so that's the node title. Still not very readable there because it's clashing with the background with its white. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to add a container, which is just a background color. So we're going to go here, go to container, and what I'll do is I'll add a tinge of gray with okay, how about that? Let's have a look at that. once again, it's not about you know, the design skills that I have. It's more how do you get something looking reasonably good pretty fast. And so, though this is not the best attempt at designing, I think you get the idea of if you want to design something, this is probably the fastest way to do it. And I think I'll leave it at that. That's good enough for the demonstration purposes. But if you want to design, or if you have much more of a design capability than me, then just want to reiterate the steps to take. Firstly, just come and select a theme. I've got a few here. The next thing to do is to come to General and select a background color or a background image for the body. The body section is the whole thing. And then comes the container section, which is where we've added this little bit of tinge of pink or pink, sort of a faded background. And I think this is annoying me, so I'm going to go ahead and change the font color. So I'll go back to typography, to font titles, and I'm going to make that just, I think we'll stick to black, or maybe we'll go on this side. There you go, that's full black. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so there you go. That's I think that'll have to do. Yeah, and so to finish off the appearance, just go ahead and select a theme, change a few background colors. Now, if you've seen the other videos, you also know that there's other ways of adding background. The other way to add background is not inside LeetSook, but to add it onto your embed page. And there's a prior video where I show how to do that. And then all you do in LeetSook is just send over this part of the decision tree, and the background image is taken care of with the background that you've got sitting on your website or your web page. Right, so I hope that gives you a good idea about how to go about creating, doing some design quickly and easily. I took it from basically from no design to something that looks reasonably designed. If you've got much greater design skills, then yours will look much better. I'm sure if I give it to my designer, or the person who does design on our team, he'll make it look much better. But for the purpose of this video, I think that's good enough. It's a 2-3 step process to make something look reasonably decent. Thank you, and that concludes the design training that I've created. Bye for now.